So Deadpool 2 is number 2 for this week. Not surprised. I figured, Solo, a Star Wars story, would definitely be up there. Not disappointed at all. So have anybody... I know Chris has seen Deadpool 2. You've seen it, Michelle? If you're there, let me know. Okay. Number 3 this week, surprisingly, I think, is Adrift. This has Shailene Woodley in it. It sails smoothly between love story and survival drama, thanks in large part to a gripping central performance from Shailene Woodley. This is about... it's based on the inspiring true story of 2 sailors who set out to journey across the ocean from Tahiti to San Diego. They couldn't anticipate they would be sailing directly into one of the most catastrophic hurricanes in recorded history. In the aftermath of the storm, she awakens to find Richard badly injured and their boat in ruins. With no hope for rescue, she must find the strength and determination to save herself and the only man she has ever loved. Adrift is the unforgettable story about the resilience of the human spirit and the transcendent power of love. Of course, Shailene Woodley, Sam Claflin, Jeffrey Thomas, Grace Palmer. So, if you're a fan of hers, then definitely go see this. She was in, of course, Divergent. So, number 4, still in the top 5 after 7 weeks. Guys, 7 weeks. Avengers Infinity War. And, of course, the audiences love it. It's at, over 90% that the audience, their score. It juggles a dizzying array of MCU heroes in the fight against their gravest threat yet. I absolutely love this movie. If you have not seen this, please do. Go for it. Get a chance to. Please go see this movie. It is absolutely wonderful. It'll leave you... you kind of walk out of the theater, it's like, what just happened? But that's what you'll say when you walk out of there. But it is absolutely a great movie. It's an unprecedented cinematic journey, 10 years in the making, and spanning the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. It brings to the screen the ultimate deadliest showdown of all time. The Avengers and their superhero allies must be willing to sacrifice all in an attempt to defeat the powerful Thanos before his blitz of devastation and ruin puts an end to the universe. A fabulous cast, of course. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Chris Evans, oh, buddy, Scarlett Johansson, Don Cheadle, of course. They're all here. Must see, if you ask me. I absolutely love this movie. Okay. I hope you've all seen it. Most of you probably have. Let me know what you thought. Number 5 this week, which I think would be a wonderful movie, just, for a good laugh. I call them the new Golden Girls. The Book Club. Audience just like it. They're over 60% liking it. And, of course, this has an array of wonderful female actors. There's a recently widow after 40 years of marriage. One of them enjoys her men with no strings attached. Of course, Jane Fonda plays her. What a surprise, right? One is still working through a decades-old divorce. And one has a marriage in a slump after 35 years. And these friends' lives are turned upside down to hilarious ends when their book club tackles the infamous 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, and from discovering new romance to rekindling old flames, they inspire each other to make the next chapter the best chapter. Fabulous cast here. You have Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, Mary Steenburgen, Craig T. Nelson, Alicia Silverstone, Andy Garcia, Don Johnson of all people, Ed Begley Jr., Helena Bonham Carter is also in this, and I absolutely love that woman. I love her roles, her Bellatrix, and of course Sweeney Todd. She takes the chances, and I absolutely love it. So I think that could be a good movie to go see. If you've pretty much seen everything else, Solo, Avengers, Deadpool, then why not? I think, in my opinion, I would give this one a try. If you don't want to go to the theater, then definitely wait for the DVD. I will absolutely get it for sure. Okay, number 6 this week is Upgrade. Interesting type of movie. Very high ratings from Rotten Tomatoes and the audience, both at 86%. Upgrade's old-fashioned innards get a high-tech boost. One made even more powerful thanks to sharp humor and a well-told story. That's the critics. This is about after his wife is killed during a brutal mugging that leaves him paralyzed. Gray Trace, Logan Marshall Green, who is in Spider-Man, Homecoming, and Prometheus, is approached by a billionaire inventor with an experimental cure that will upgrade his body. The cure, an artificial intelligence implant called STEM, gives Gray physical abilities beyond anything experienced and the ability to relentlessly claim vengeance against those who murdered his wife. Logan Marshall Green, of course, Betty Gabriel, Harrison Gilbertson, Simon Maiden, Michael Foster. That would be interesting if, nothing else. Just the premise of the story sounds really good. Okay, number 7, Life of the Party, of course, with Melissa McCarthy, and the story of how her husband dumps her. And she goes back to college and ends up in the same college and class as her daughter, with the anticipation this is all going to go downhill really quick, but it doesn't. She has the time of her life. So Life of the Party with Melissa McCarthy. Number 8 this week is Breaking In. It's okay. It's not real high. Even the audience is 31%. It's kind of the same old story in a way, but the opposite. Instead of people trying to break in the house, they're already in there holding her kids, and she has to break in to save them. And Gabrielle Union, of course, she's a wonderful actress. Billy Burke is in it. Richard Cabral, Levi Meaden, Jason George. So if that's the kind of movie you like to see, and you like Gabriel, I'll probably watch it when it comes out on DVD. Would I go see it in the theaters? No, I would not. But you might, so that's up to you. Okay, number 9. Action Point. Not very good ratings. There must not be anything else to see. They went to see this. 37% audience. Yeah, Billy Burke is awesome. But Rotten Tomatoes only gives it 18%. So, at this one, I'm not so sure about. This is everyone's favorite Daredevil. Johnny Knoxville is back to his hilariously painful antics in the comedy Action Point. Knoxville stars as DC, the crackpot owner of a low-rent, out-of-control amusement park, where the rides are designed with minimum safety for maximum fun. Just as DC's estranged teenage daughter, Boogie, comes to visit, a corporate megapark opens nearby and, of course, jeopardizes the future of Action Point. But to save his beloved theme park and his relationship with his daughter, DC and his loony crew of misfits risk everything to pull out all the stops and stunts, making for another wild ride. This is, from the star of Bad Grandpa and Jackass. Of course, Johnny Knoxville, Joe Vaz, Leon Klingman, Matthew Peterson. So, that might be good. Don't know. Not so sure. So that's called Action Point. So, that was number 9 this week. Okay. Number 10, Overboard. So, that's with Anna Faris. And, of course, it's a remake of the one, Overboard, where the girl falls overboard and he says, that's his wife, da-da-da. No, this is just the opposite. The guy falls overboard, and they call it a fresh take on the iconic romantic comedy. A selfish, spoiled, rich playboy from Mexico's richest family, and Kate, played by Anna Faris, is hired to clean Leonardo's luxury yacht, of course. He fires her and refuses to pay her. Leonardo falls overboard while partying too hard. He wakes up on the Oregon coast with amnesia. And, of course, Kate shows up and says, we're married. And so forth and so on. So, that is Overboard. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the original with Goldie Hawn, Kurt Russell. So, that was number 10 this week. So, I know, Michelle, you want to see this. I know you do. 11 this week, just for telling you, is A Quiet Place. And that's been out for not longer than Infinity. So it is still up there. So if you haven't seen it, go see it. Ready Player One is still up in there. We have, 10, 11, 12. 13 is Rampage, 14, 15, 17. Ready Player One, and that's been out for quite a while. Black Panther is still in theaters, although it's on DVD. So if you haven't seen it, either get the DVD or, go see it. It's still in theaters. So let's see what came out tonight. Ocean's 8, of course, with Sandra Bullock. This looks really good. It's got Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett. I'm sorry, Helena Bonham Carter's in Ocean's 8, not the last one. I'll be all right. I know you want to see Overboard, but Helena Bonham Carter's in Ocean's 8. Also, Rihanna, Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock. This looks kind of interesting, to say the least. I would see it. I really would. So, Ocean's 8 came out today. That'd be another. I just think it would be a good movie to see. Hereditary opened today, where Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 94%. This is it uses its classic setup as a framework for a harrowing, uncommonly unsettling horror film whose cold touch lingers long beyond the closing credits. So this might be one to see. When Ellen, the matriarch of the Graham family, passes away, her daughter's family begins to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry. The more they discover, the more they find themselves trying to outrun the sinister fate they seem to have inherited. Making his feature debut, writer-director Ari Aster unleashes a nightmare vision of a domestic breakdown that exhibits the craft and precision, transforming a familial tragedy into something ominous and deeply disquieting, pushing the horror movie into chilling new terrain. So there you go. That's called Heredity. Let's see. We have Toni Collette, who's in this. And again, I said it last week. We haven't seen her in a while. She's in 2 movies. Alex Wolff, Millie Shapiro, Gabriel Byrne, Mallory Bechtel. So that looks really interesting. Might be a C. The one I want to see, definitely, is Hotel Artemis. This movie looks fabulous. I've seen trailers and clips, and this is a must-see for me. It has critics, of course, a few flashes of wit, intriguing cast, Just a serviceable chunk of slightly future